Put your headphones on. I'm pretty sure we're recording.
Headset on.
I can see Matt's eyes on the side. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm going to get you.
We got to throw on the cans, boys. Get ready to go. Kyle's
How's it going, guys?
salty about his fantasy team this
Hey, I
week.
ain't salty. I ain't salty. I'm feeling it still.
Go sports.
Hey, yo, we're back at it again.
Welcome back.
For those who are just tuning in, it's the Talk Our Way Out podcast. My name is Dustin. Across from me is Senor Kyle, and right here at the helm, the master of the buttons himself, Matthew.
Hey.
Boys, pretty long week. We have had a lot of things happen. Holy, these vaccine passports. What a show.
Throwing you for a little whirl.
So, as the one that works in the food service industry, I've had to enforce these for the last 2 days now.
Yeah.
And for the record, I'm not happy about it. I don't support them. I think they're stupid. It's kind of a waste of my time. I don't care. I really don't. But rules are rules, and I have to enforce them at my restaurant because that's what my boss is paying me to do. So, for those that are curious, not really a big deal for the most part. Mostly during the day, even for like the bulk of dinner time. Didn't matter. No one cared. Business was as usual. Things got a little bit testy at night. Nighttime is when all the critters come out. And honestly, that's probably the bulk of our clientele because we're open pretty late.
Yeah.
We get the creepy crawlies at night that want to come and, get drunk at 1 in the morning.
Okay.
Those are the ones that are our main clientele. So late night was super dead. Super dead. We had a few people come in and just not have it at all. And we're just a little salty they had to have it. I guess they're thinking we wouldn't do it late at night. Like I didn't care anymore. There was one guy that was all pissy because he didn't have his card with him. He just had like a photo of it, which in the instructions that we got said it wasn't good enough. So he got all pissy and he had to go get his QR code. Which
It's like, it's clearly Photoshop. Like, like you think just taking a picture, oh yeah, this is for sure legit. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. I've had one guy actually give me it was an old guy, give me a fake ass card. Now these cards are pretty standard, normal looking cards. They look like business cards that have the same card texture. And they're filled out fully. This guy handed me what was clearly a piece of paper that was not cut to the same size, that was laminated to hide the fact that it wasn't a card and was not filled out correctly. And I called him out. I was like, this looks fake. And I told him like 4 reasons why. And he got all pissy. And I was like, you know what? In my head, this is my inner dialogue. Bro's like 65. They probably didn't even card back then. They didn't have ID back then. Probably not, right? Like
it was easy to fake.
Yeah,
there was like no pictures on
yeah,
it.
Yeah, he's like the last pandemic I was in. Nobody even noticed.
Right? Like he was here like World War One. Like this guy didn't get carded in World War One. Like whatever. Anyways, so I'm like, clearly he's just trying to relive the nostalgia of getting booze underage and having a fake ID. Whatever. Let this man live. He's got 2 weeks before these cards don't matter and they have to be digital anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever. And he handed me his wife's thing, which was like what seemed to be a part of an email that was like kind of medical, but like looked really sus too. Surprisingly, less sus than his fake ass card though.
That's good.
But I was like, honestly, whatever. Give me your fake ass card. I don't even care right now. But there was one guy that tried to fake me out last night, and it was really stupid. Everyone, it was like two or three guys. 2 out of 3, perfect, no problem. They got their shit. They had their ID, good to go. The last guy, he scans his QR code, and I see the name, and I check his ID. It's a completely different name, and I'm just like,
classic.
Yeah, it's not you. What do you mean? Names don't match. Clearly not you. You can't use your friend's QR code, bud. It doesn't work like that. What are you talking about? Do you want to scan it again so you can come see the name? Because it's not yours. I don't know what you mean. Well, sorry, bro. Not tonight.
What do you do at that
Try
point?
again
right?
next time. And he's like, so what? You're not allowed in. Well, what are we going to do? And he's just like staring me down like he's trying to intimidate me.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him like, this guy's so skinny. Like, his shoulder width is probably half of mine. He's like 130 pounds. I'm just staring at him like, what? What are you gonna do? You gonna sell me up?
130 and he's ready to throw down.
Yeah, well, it's pretty standard.
QR code or
like,
no?
Yeah, pretty standard. Kyle knows about that. But
145, asshole.
I remember when I was in grade 4. Anyways, I was a fat kid.
Grade 4, sure. I think 4.
140 at grade 4. Okay, yeah. All right. Math adds up.
But yeah, I was like, I don't know what you do. You're like, I'm just thinking to myself, is this guy gonna assault me? He's over his QR code. I'm the only server here. I send everyone home. So if you beat me up, there's no one to serve you anyway.
Yeah, he's just hoping for that awkward silence. It's like, well, but this one time, right?
Yeah.
See, this throws me back to when I got Brit fake ID. Because I turned 19 and immediately I'm like, hey, I need to figure this out because I want to go to the bars. She can't go. Let's figure it out. So found a guy that knew a guy that knew a guy. Ends up super dumb of me back then, but it worked out. The guy's like, oh yeah, it'll be $250. You get two IDs completely scannable. I'm like, okay. So I send him the money. I sent him $250 just on a whim of hope. Like, he didn't even give me his real name. He even told me it's a fake name, fake account so that he can do it. I'm like, okay, send him the money. 2.5 months later, just 2 IDs show up. I'm like, awesome.
I honestly thought that story was going in the I just lost my money.
Yeah.
I should have. He deserved to rob me because I just gave the Prince of Egypt my money and said, hey, can you give me
Prince of Egypt?
But then but these codes, it was Alberta, what buttfuck place in Alberta.
Someplace they won't look into.
But it has Brit's full name, everything is exactly like hers, just the year ahead. Cool. We go to scan, and it scans perfectly, and they're like, can we see a second piece? Because we're at Corky's. I clearly live here. Hers says she's older. She looks younger. So scan the second piece, and then they're like, okay, go through. So do that a couple times. And then we go back to Corky's probably a month or two later, and like, how long are you staying in Chilliwack? Because it says you're in Alberta, all this. We're like, oh, for a long time. And then it was a girl that I went to school with. And she's like,
no.
I know that you're not 19. She's like, I am according to this ID.
Clearly says I am.
Through. we talk like half hour of them just scanning and deciding what to do. And we're like, it's scanned. You're good. You got to let us in. So we were those assholes that just stood there while you tried to kick us out. Cheat the system.
That's so funny. I definitely would have taken your ID away.
I know. But fuck.
Well, how thorough was the scanners back then? Like
it was good enough that you had to do 2. Like we had it's supposed to scan like your it was right after or right before you can get the license with the care card together.
Yeah.
So like I don't know exactly how great it was, but they'd scan it, they'd pretend to look at it.
Probably just making sure it matches with some sort of SIN number.
Yeah.
Where there's no name. So it's like, oh yeah, this number that it's associated is real.
Yeah.
Good to go,
I have no idea how they did it, but if you guys need a guy, I could
find a guy.
The old DMs. Like you want to go to Lou's on a 9:30 p.m.
That's so funny. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's
restaurants have been kind of weird lately.
Yeah, a lot of people are assuming that like the people who are very, very against it, where it's like, you're infringing on my rights. It's like, man, you don't have any fucking rights when it comes to a private property that you're going to. People they're so used to living the same life, and all of a sudden life's different now. And it's like, you can't do this to me.
And do you guys offer takeout?
Yeah.
So that's the easiest thing in the world to get around. Just fucking order takeout and sit on the patio. You don't even have to go home. Not the patio, but like on the ground.
There was these old guys that came last night as well, and the one guy had his stuff, but his buddy, I was like, and you have your vaccination card? He's like, oh no, I don't have it with me. Okay, do you have some kind of or no, he said he was from out of town. I'm like, okay, do you have some kind of proof of vaccination? Like, you just need anything. Like, I've seen people from every province, from here to Ontario, they all have something.
Yeah.
And
it's all verifiable.
Just show me anything with your name on it. I honestly don't even look at because I think it's like Alberta and Ontario there's some people that just have it looks like a medical document that has it on there, and it's too much for me to read. So I'm just looking for a name. As long as it says your name and has COVID stuff on it, I don't actually care. It's show me something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He was just like, no, sorry, I don't have it with me. I'm like, okay, well, unfortunately, you need at least something. You gotta show me something. And then finally, he beat around the bush long enough. He's like, well, I'm actually exempt from vaccinations. I'm like, there it is. Go home. But then his buddy comes back in. Can we just get 12 Bud Lights to go?
Nice.
But then he saw the price because it's restaurant beers. Yeah, he's like, actually 6. Didn't want to spend $90 on a 12 pack.
Nice.
It was pretty tough. But there was actually a funny story at the restaurant, not related to COVID though. So these are girls I know. One of them used to work here. The other ones are friends. I've only seen her a few times. So they came into the restaurant. They were chilling, and they're like freshly 19. They're pretty young, and it was a busy night. And I literally sat them at their table, and I didn't even turn away for like 30 seconds. And I look over, and what I thought was a dude that was with his girlfriend at one point, because there was a group of people there, had immediately slid into their booth.
Hey.
Like 30 seconds. And I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, sorry, ladies. But whatever, if they want to get rid of them, they get rid of them. So he's sitting there with them for a while, and I didn't really think much of it. And eventually he was gone, and I was like, oh, well. When I go by there, they've got quite the story for me.
Oh, no.
So this guy came over, and he was like holding the one girl's hand that was like next to him, and he was really going hard at the chick across from him. So he was really putting in the double work there.
All right.
Hedging his bet.
Yeah. And at one point, his girlfriend shows up, and she walks over the table, and she just starts. Remember, so I'll pretend to be him. I'm holding Matt's hand, and I'm flirting with Kyle. That's the dynamic.
Yeah.
And she comes in and just starts cussing out Kyle. I'm holding hands with Matt, and he's cussing out Kyle. And so Kyle's in there like, what the fuck? And he's just like not freaking out, but he's just like so confused because who is this lady? We're doing nothing. We're 19. This grown-ass man is hitting on you. Like, what are you doing? And you're coming at the girl that's across from him, not the one holding his hand. It's just weird. Like,
Wow.
He ended up like ordering a quesadilla and not eating it and just paid for it. So then once he was gone, they're just like sitting there. Thanks for the quesadilla. It was weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, restaurant industry's strange. Kyle, if you do, how was your week?
Oh yeah,
Anything exciting?
I was gonna say I went to the Bat Cave for the first ever time.
Bat Cave?
Like
So-
Batman Batcave?
Batman confirmed.
Basically, no, not even Batman. Bruce Wayne.
What?
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
We're
Wayne
talking-
Manor.
confirmed.
Bruce Wayne Manor.
So I helped a buddy move somebody around. Had to move some chairs somewhere. End up at this garage. Looks normal. Whatever. Gonna bring it in. They open up the door. I take a look around. I see a couple expensive things. Bring the chair in. Got a duck under the helicopter, and I'm like, where am I? There's a helicopter here, a Hummer, a couple Corvettes. It's
It's a mess
It's
right
a
now.
bunker.
You gotta watch over that helicopter.
yeah, and then I'm
Didn't
carrying
put it
these
away yet.
used chairs in. I'm like, this is kind of fucking weird to have these here, but he's got custom paint, custom everything. I'm like,
Damn.
Nice.
this is like the guy he has fuck you money, and he's using it the
Yeah.
right way. Cause
Yeah.
like I looked at it for a half second, I'm like, holy fuck, I have a Hyundai. Like this is so unfair. But I'm like, wait, no, if I had his money, I wouldn't have a Hyundai. I'd have 2 jets. Like I'd have 2 of these helicopters, and I'd leave them out for everybody to
Oh,
see
no.
so they know it's mine.
They know
Helipad
it's
on
good.
your roof.
Yeah.
That's where I park it.
Sorry, do you guys have a helipad at your house? Sorry, I can't come
Yeah.
over. Actually, I don't drive. You
Yeah.
see,
Yeah, traffic from Rosedale to Chilliwack has gotten a little dicey. So I like to go up and down.
I just think it's crazy that someone like that would have like more real life cars and shit than I do on like my GTA Online garage. Like, like I can't even acquire that in a video game. He has that in real life. Fuck.
That's like Jay Leno, the old
Yeah, well,
night show.
aren't like they're turning his garage into an actual museum at this point or something.
Yeah,
like it's
he is
like
one of the
very
biggest car
collectors in the whole
collection.
world.
Yeah,
Wild.
Yeah, it's
He
insane.
loves
Like
them.
some very rare cars. I think most of them are drivable. Like it's wild. Yeah,
I'm sure none of them get driven. He's like,
I think he's like such a
that
car
kinda
guy that
collector.
he drives the cars around.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
I
I'm
guess
sure there's some that are stored away or something like that. But I think he like what he drives is a pretty big selection.
Yeah, because I think he did have a car show after the Tonight Show. When he left,
Oh yeah,
he started doing a car show because he was only he started the Tonight Show for money. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna get paid a fuckload to do the same thing I already do. And then he kind of fell out of love with it, but made too much money. Stayed for a couple more years, and then finally, once he was out, he started doing the shit he actually wanted to.
mm-hmm.
And that's where the car collection just kept growing.
Nice.
That's wild.
Because like he did that. Then Jerry Seinfeld, he has the comedians in cars.
I saw that. That was all right.
Yeah. It's like a high budget podcast.
Yeah,
basically.
Pretty cool. Can you imagine being able to wake up like, I'm gonna drive my Model T today, just like a 1914 Ford fucking old ass truck.
One day
that'd be nice.
One day.
I just feel like so worried that someone would fuck up my car in the streets, like a rock, or someone at the grocery store would like peg my door and like not say anything. Like that just has happened to me so much in my life already that like if my car actually was expensive, I'd be really upset about it.
I just leave it. I'd be like,
well, you see all those
I
like
got money. I'm gonna
leave
Cop
it in the
El
streets.
Camino, get someone dinged at the grocery store.
Drop a
Fuck
key.
this. Pick me up in something else.
You see the videos online. It's like usually in New York, like a Lamborghini will be parked in traffic and someone will just walk right over top of it or something like that. Or there was some pro skater. He was like skating and did it ollie up on some nice car. I think again a Lambo. And just like fucking like fucked it up, right? And then just keeps on going. Like, what's the guy gonna do? It's New York. How are you gonna find him?
Yeah, he's just swerved out on a skateboard. You're never gonna catch this guy.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna get out of your Lambo and chase him down the street?
Right.
You're in the middle of
Lambo's
traffic.
gone.
That's wild.
That's crazy. Big city like thought because like from us, we see a Lambo, we'd be like, holy, that's pretty cool. But to them, they're like, it's just another car. Everybody has one. Like
it's relatively casual.
The
out there,
only
yeah.
people that are driving in New York have crazy amounts of money. Everybody else is on the subway or the bus.
Yeah. See, and when you're in Vancouver and you see a Lambo, it's still it's always cool there because you don't see it enough, and it always like because it's all skyscrapers, so it just rips through the city from like one light stop to the next 50 feet.
Right.
Then done. Like, cool, bro. Cool.
The thing with Lambos and nice cars like that, I just want them fully tinted out because I hate when you see them, you pull up beside them and you look in the window and it's like a guy just eating McDonald's. Doesn't look like he really deserves to have that car. Like he's just one of us. Like, what do you mean? I don't have this because I didn't work hard enough? I thought it was just everybody that was good looking and beautiful. They just got given money. How come this guy has a Lambo?
Yeah.
Now he has to actually work.
Some nerdy computer programmer.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Man, I got a different style. I want a driver, man. I don't need a Lambo. I want like a Phantom or something like that. Like,
I want a driver too because I want to be on my phone. Like, I don't want to sit there and pay attention.
Actually, honestly, that's why I want a Cybertruck, man. They're supposed to be rolling out like the new, like the real fucking self-driving stuff. It's wild, dude.
Yeah, we're sitting here talking about like human drivers.
Yeah, no, but speaking of Tesla though, they're coming up with some laser beam freaking windshield wipers.
That's
like
freaking laser beams.
I'm
vehicles
so
with
on how that would
freaking
work.
laser beams. Okay, so basically, it's like it just monitors the windshield, and it has this like calibrated laser pulse that hits it, but it like the way it pulses, it isn't strong enough to actually penetrate the thickness of the window, so it just kind of bounces off. But it apparently like just monitors for debris and then irradiates it. And I don't know how the hell that's gonna work, but the patent just went through like just a bit ago. Like that's wild. Fuck? Yeah, like that's a space age thing.
You're gonna come out to your car in the morning. There's just gonna be a squirrel fucking radiated into the windshield.
Well, so they're thinking.
My cat goes on my car.
Yeah, just fucking
lit up.
Yeah. They are thinking that the Cybertruck might have it because when it was unveiled in last November, it didn't have any windshield wipers on it. So they're thinking it might have it, or else apparently, I just found out, they also have a new type of electromagnetic windshield wiper, where it's like, this is another patent, and I think they're working on it already, but it's just one big wiper that goes from one side of the window, swipes across to the other side. And that's
seems like that should have always been it.
Right? Like it's, apparently the way it works is like it's electromagnets, right? Where it's windshield wipers have just been on gears for like 100 years pretty much, right? So it's,
I think the reason
hasn't ever
why
changed.
They haven't done that before is because you'd have to have some kind of pivot rotation.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you can't control it at different levels, then like you get like all of one side and you get like half of the other side.
Yeah.
So like it wouldn't really work out as well in reality on a normal car. But if it's like an electric magnet and just goes like, doesn't have a pivot point and just goes straight down.
Yeah. I think it goes from left to right.
Or left to right.
Yeah.
Still.
That's kind of cool, man. Like that's pretty trippy. So it's just like
I like that
swiping across. Like I don't know.
That would fuck with my eyes. I feel like.
Well, what if it's like just so fast? Because again, like magnets,
What if
right?
it's
So
so
it's like
fucking
because
fast?
when you're
My
Can't
cat
see
would
it.
get fucked up.
why are you driving with your cat in the
No,
rain
when I
and with fucking laser beams?
when
everywhere?
I pull up to my cat to my house, I've had my cat just jump on my car and scare the fuck out of me because it like just jumped, and then all of a
Okay.
sudden it's like in my face. I'm like, ah.
Nice. Turn on the wipers. Yeah,
yeah.
fucking launch.
Last time he jumps on my
Yeah,
car.
fucking laser beams. Pew, pew, ah! Dead cat. What?
Oh man,
Yeah, those laser beams sound badass.
that's wild. Eh? That's like Dr. Evil vibes.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
freaking
combination
laser
of
beams.
badass and like just sounds stupid. Like it seems
Yeah, man.
like seems excessive. But I'd
Man, it's the
fucking do
future,
shit
man.
out
It's
of
the
it, but-
future, right? Like I
Yeah.
bet you once that technology's there, that's going to be cheaper to manufacture than a bunch of mechanical gears and stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Like
Feel
something
like-
breaks, you just replace the small
Yeah.
broken component, like the computer chip.
I guess you'd probably have to like the second that you crack your windshield, you gotta get that replaced.
Yeah, it hits the crack and just something totally different goes. You get
Right
blinded.
Fuck.
Yeah, like how powerful is it? Like it's powerful enough to zap
it
a
goes through
water
and
drop.
you lose your vaccine. The laser's so strong it just takes it out.
COVID confirmed. Oh no.
Oh,
I went to the drive-in the other night. When was the last time you guys been to drive-in?
not too long ago. I
fucking
love the
love the
drive-in.
drive-in.
Drive-in's
It's
gangster.
probably been about 2 years for me, but yeah, I love the drive-in.
Well, I was gonna go to the movies, but then the whole vaccine passport for my mother wasn't a thing, so
yeah.
that wasn't gonna happen.
That's-
But the Twilight Drive-in doesn't
Mhm.
matter at all,
no.
and I was like, hell yeah. We saw the new Marvel movie Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Actually dope, even for like a non-Marvel fan. Like if you don't care about Marvel, actually a cool movie. I had heard a lot of people say it was like some of the best like kung fu or whatever martial arts that they've seen in
Oh no way.
a long time.
I've heard that.
Honestly, watching the movie, I was like, I'm not an expert on this, but yeah, that was fucking dope,
All right,
man. It was
I'm
awesome.
gonna watch it just for that. Then.
It was
that
so
sounds cool.
it was so good. Like the
Cool.
fight scenes were insane.
Nice.
And I think her name's like Aquafina. She's one of the main characters. She's an actress. She is funny as hell, and she honestly like steals the show in like every scene. So it was actually a really good movie.
Cool.
The other,
Aquafina's such a weird name.
yeah,
I can't get
I
past
don't
it.
know. I don't know. I don't
Name
even know. Is
yourself
that
after
right?
water?
Like I feel like I just heard that was her name. Someone told me that.
I've
Yeah, I
heard
don't know.
it said, and I
Yeah.
thought the same thing. So I
I
don't know. Maybe a nickname.
Yeah, maybe Matt's got to Google
A
it.
little watered down.
I wasn't going to, but
Oh.
I can.
The second movie that they played was Ryan Reynolds in Free Guy.
Yeah. What's that? How's that?
First off, I didn't even know. Like I had heard about it.
I've
I'd
only
the-
seen half of one commercial so far.
Yeah, I seen like half a trailer. I
Mhm.
didn't even know what it was about. But basically, he's an NPC in a video game, and so it's kind of like World of Warcraft, where like players can come in from wherever they are and their character and everything. But this NPC finds a way to, or his artificial intelligence grows, and he ends up learning how to learn. And something unlocks this.
Oh.
Normally, like the way they describe it is he has like this cycle that he just constantly follows
Yeah,
and he never
yeah.
breaks his cycle because that's his programming. But there's something that happens that ends up breaking that chain and unlocks the ability for his AI to grow intelligence and learn and develop emotions and feelings. And he basically becomes real now. And so now
All right.
this NPC is running around their video game, and he's playing the game however the fuck he wants to play it. And he's like talking to the other NPCs, like trying to convince them.
Quick. NPC is non-playable character for anybody that's
Is there anyone who doesn't know that?
I know there's a lot. I know for sure Brittany has no idea what we're talking about at this point. But just keep
So
going.
yeah, like you said, non-playable character. It's basically any video game you ever played where you went and talked to some like shop merchant or just some dude standing on the street that doesn't do anything. That's an NPC. So one of those guys started playing the game
Yeah.
and started like doing things, and and then hijinks ensue. And it's actually pretty funny. I wasn't thinking it would be that funny. I was really much expecting it to be kind of like that movie Pixels that came out like 5-6
I
years
heard it
ago.
was like a weird superhero movie or something. I heard it was like some sort of like it was fall in line with like a superhero. Like all of a sudden he has powers, but he didn't know why. So yeah.
there's
So and like
a lot of references to superhero movies.
okay.
Because it's a video game and it's kind of like in the vein of like GTA where you can like, grab
Yeah,
guns
yeah.
and run bank heists and like shoot people up and just fuck
Yeah.
things up for whatever reason. Run like missions like that. And like there's like weapons and perks that you can get, and like at one point he like pulls up his Captain America shield and they blast Avengers music, and then there's stuff like that. So
Okay,
there's a lot of references to it, so I can see the confusion, but it's not a superhero movie.
Yeah,
It's
no, that
definitely a
sounds
video game
decent.
movie. But that movie Pixels sucked ass, so I assumed that this would suck ass because I have seen Ryan Reynolds in some bad movies before, so like I just anticipated it. But it was actually pretty funny too. I would actually say it was worth watching as well. So
nice.
Solid night at the drive-in, boys. Solid night.
Nice. All right.
What
else is new?
You guys want to talk about some local news?
Yeah, let's hear it, man.
Actually, I don't know why I said local. It's not local at all. America news.
America.
So,
and we need a news button here.
honestly.
Breaking news.
So I was waiting to show you guys this picture because I wanted to see what you guys thought. This is out of Indiana. Indiana has this, I guess it's like a corn festival or popcorn festival or something.
Okay.
But either way, this year it fell on 9/11.
Okay.
And so they decided, the Republican Party decided to make a 9/11 float to honor the dead.
That's very tasteful.
Right. Except the way they did it is they did some cheap arts and crafts design of the Twin Towers with planes sticking out of them and a little smoke machine to show off how they died.
And this is for a corn festival.
Yeah, this is like
Hashtag never forget. Jesus.
Yeah.
So I watched there was like a TikTok that went viral of it.
Okay.
And the person's like filming it like, oh, look at this. And then they're like, as they're recording, that's kind of fucked up. Eh? Like, it was just like, so like, that's, are they serious?
Hold
like,
on a
everyone
second.
was so irked by it.
Wow.
And I'm just like, how dumb could you be? And they're like, I'm sorry that it offended you. We weren't.
So, and that wasn't even, that's not a float just related to the Republican Party. That was like the Republican Party's float.
They were trying to honor 9/11.
See,
holy shit.
Republicans, conservatives for us, they always have the shittiest floats. Like in Rosedale, we'll have a parade and they'll come out and they'll have the anti-abortion float and they'll have fucking like pictures of dead fetuses everywhere and like people on speakerphones. And it's like, you think that worked? Like, you think this is gonna like sway people? They think you're insane now,
right?
Wow.
There's like a certain level of like shock therapy that could like help someone like learn something.
Yeah.
But then there's also a certain element where it's like, okay, what I'm looking at makes me not want to look at you.
Exactly.
It doesn't pull me in and make me want you to like tell me your story.
I'm gonna avoid you.
That makes me think, oh my God, that's gross and weird. I'm gonna go this way and then I don't hear your story.
Yeah.
I feel like if you really want to send that message, you need to draw people in with like some kind of that's tough.
Yeah. But that's something they always go too far. They don't understand. They're like, oh, we're not PC, but it's like, just be a little bit. let people know who you are.
You're not PC, but you're also really not digestible. Like no one wants to take in what you have to say.
It's like somebody that's like, oh, I'm only real all the time. It's like, yeah, but like you're really a douchebag. Like you should hide it a little bit. Like
we speak the truth.
Be real with your
really
friends.
Keep it real.
You don't need to be real with the cashier at fucking like McDonald's. Like if he gives you the wrong change, you don't have to just freak out because that's real. It's let people in the door.
I think that's so funny. There's a certain demographic of people that think like being real or being 100 is like the only way to go. But it's like, I don't know. There's a certain level of professionalism that you need to have as an adult. And if you're always real 100%, then you can't be professional.
Well, I see it's like emotional intelligence, right? And being able to like understand the vibe of a room or even just one individual. It's like you don't talk the same way to every single person you meet.
Right.
It's like, this is the fucking way I am. I am this way everywhere I go.
And in the same vein, it's like, hey, we work together. We need to do a job together. There's other people that could be affected by our transgressions. Why don't we just like put that on the side so we can work?
Yeah.
But like, nah. I'm keeping it 100. You was a bitch. Like, what? Like, bro, like, we need to finish a group project.
I'll take orders from nobody.
I'm fucking listening to you. All right. What are you going to do then?
Oh, man.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like that mentality's so dumb.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Certain people, they got to keep it 100,
100.
bro. Just like the the Missouri police transition. So, Missouri police.
Yeah, okay, let's hear about this.
Missouri police walked out on the job and resigned because they weren't getting paid enough.
Like all of them?
Yeah, and
All
by
of them.
police,
All of them.
means the poli, all of them.
The entire
all of the
police.
poli are gone.
The chief
The
and
plural.
every single police officer in their
No
city
way.
walked out. I don't remember what. I think it was like Kimberly City or something. It
Okay.
doesn't matter. Don't care where it is.
Yeah.
But that is wild to me. And now like
Yeah, like what's the story? Like why?
they cite not getting paid enough, not having enough resources, and it's this like anti-police movement that's happening.
Yeah,
in the
it's like
States.
everybody hates us. We're not making enough money.
Yeah.
We're not policing
And
anymore.
I'm just like, how did we get to this point? Like, I understand the issues with the police, and I'm not even in the the space where I feel like ever defending that. But as the people that run that city, did they not think that this was possible? Did they think like, oh, all these complaints that we've probably been hearing for a long time and we've been putting on the back burners and shrugging off? Well, they called your bluff that you weren't going to fucking do anything.
No, the police have a duty, man.
Yeah.
They have to be there.
And
They'll
that's the
never
kind
quit.
of thing. Like, they got a brotherhood, you know? Police are very loyal to their brothers.
Exactly, yeah.
And
It's a movement.
if they fucking just walked out, can you imagine that, like, next weekend where you're like, hey, yeah, someone's breaking into my house. Sorry, no one works here anymore. Leave a message.
Yeah, it'd be an answering machine.
Yeah, 911. It just goes straight to voicemail.
Or like,
Oh, hey, how's it? Just
Number
kidding,
you
we're
call.
not here.
Phone service.
Leave a message on the tone.
Yeah, it was like a prank answering machine.
Ah, gotcha.
It's like fire rescue. Go fuck yourself. that would be tough. I think I heard that the next county over, their police force was covering for them,
Yeah.
but because they're not from that jurisdiction, apparently they can't even like
How much can I
enforce
do?
certain
Yeah.
things.
All of a sudden,
I
there's
think
stretch thing.
they can respond to calls to sort things out, but they don't think they can actually like pull you over and enforce anything because
Yeah,
they're out of their
there's-
jurisdiction.
And I'd looked it
Oh,
up a
good
little
point.
bit too, and they're out of their jurisdiction. They're also understaffed for their own jurisdiction. So they're like, basically them helping out is somebody answering the phone.
Yeah,
And being like,
and be
oh
like-
yeah, we'll be 2 hours because we're still in our state.
Can we
Yeah.
pent you in for next week?
Right? Can you imagine? Hey, Jerry, can you go cover that entire county tonight? Yeah, thanks, bro. Like, he's like,
And then you get a call from somebody like, hey, can I get a ride? Those people like, I have an emergency. I need you here right now. You get there and it's just they're broken down. I need to get to the mall at 2:30. I'll miss my job.
it's wild. And I've been hearing other news stories too of like them being like, you know, people having a hard time finding people to fill jobs and stuff. And the other one that really caught my attention was out of Massachusetts, which for those that don't know American geography, it's where Boston is. Boston. They have been having a hard time filling the role of bus drivers for schools. And that is because most of them are old. They are susceptible to COVID. Kids under 12 don't need vaccines, therefore can carry this virus freely all the time. And they're very high risk of being old people with a bunch of COVID-ridden kids.
Oh, man.
So most of them just said, fuck it, not
Kids
doing
on a
it.
school bus are also assholes.
Assholes.
So like you're
They've
not
been putting
getting
up
paid a
with
lot.
shit.
You
Yeah.
might die, and you might kill a kid. There's potential in it.
Right?
It's not a nice job.
So, and yeah, and obviously they don't get paid that much. You're just a bus driver. Like, relax. So, apparently they called in the National Guard to fill bus driver roles. And my first thought was, don't they have something better to do? Like, I don't know really what the National Guard is, but I always like, you hear in like movies and stuff when it's like a war, some invasion, or the White House is under attack. Call the National Guard. And it's like, aren't these like super soldiers or something? Now they're going to bus training to be bus drivers until
you see it. You see Channing Tatum walk in his fucking
Yeah.
outfit. Sit down.
right? Like no one's acting up now because the bus driver's G.I. Joe and he'll fucking kill you.
Okay, so what's the name? Like, what's the Canadian name for like civilian army people who like kind of like they're still civilians, but they're not like actual army men? Do you know what I'm talking about?
idea.
Okay. I think the National Guard isn't as big of a deal as it sounds like. I feel like they're like part-time army people or something, and I might be completely wrong. I'll look that up right now while we're talking. But
like reinforcements?
Like a volunteer fire department.
yeah. I'm like, I wish I knew the actual name of the Canadian version, but yeah, like in Canada, there's something like No.
Reserves.
No, it's basically
War,
like yeah, you don't really
Aquafina?
you're not a part of the army, but if there was a war, you'd be like before the drafted people kind of thing, right? Like it's like you're voluntary joining it.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, by the way, so Aquafina is actually named Nora Lum, but known professionally as Aquafina. So she's a fucking liar.
The fact that you've been looking that up.
I looked it up, I forgot. I'm like, oh yeah, that was the last fact.
Yeah, that's what.
That was so long ago.
That's something that I've heard on a bunch of different
Canadian
different
reserves.
places. Canadian reserves.
That's what I was thinking.
See, I knew
That's
it was
what it
reserve.
That's all it's called.
I just
That's
fucking-
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much
yeah.
more on the head.
The Canadian backups.
Oh no. Okay, so
Second
Homeland
string.
Security is just that. Like I just
You
thought
said
they were
National Guard.
National Guard. Yeah,
Homeland Security.
That's something completely different.
I think those are all spies.
Yeah, I feel like that's
They're the
already-
ones
Yeah,
listening to
okay,
us
here
on
we
our
go.
phone.
The National Guard is part of the reserve components of the United States Army. So I think they're just the reserves. They're just like
Okay.
the backup people. So
Can you
they have
imagine
nothing
getting
to
the
do.
call and you're like, "I'm ready to go to war, sir." And like
That's
we actually-
exactly how they would answer though, because they're not actually in the army. They're just so excited for it. Like, I'm ready.
I'm ready, and they're like, "All right, come up to Boston
Yeah.
because we need to drive some kids to school."
I die for my country.
Right? Apparently, they've got like a lot of incentives now too. Like they're paying families like $700 for them to drive their kid to school like on their own
Oh wow.
for a month, and I'm
Wow.
like, damn.
Huh.
And then they also have like a $4,000 signing bonus for anybody that becomes a bus driver. And I was like, yo, you want to be a bus driver for?
Yeah. Like, just go get a visa so you can hang out there for 6 months. Be
Yeah.
a bus driver for the hell of it for the
You'd-
summer.
You'd think it'd be a lot easier just to maybe like call up a couple of the substitute teachers. Like
That's a
they
whole
aren't
different
working
division
that
though.
much. Yeah, but like you're gonna bring in the army and not like the substitute teachers.
Well, 'cause
aren't
it's
making
all-
money
it's-
and they're
There
trying to
wasn't
get in.
anyone else.
It's
Like-
government. It's government funded, so they're like, "Hey, what's the easiest, cheapest resource we have? The reserves. They're not doing anything. They're volunteers."
Yeah, who doesn't negotiate with us and just does what we say?
Yeah, reserves.
These people.
They're volunteering to
Yeah.
die first.
Exactly.
They'll
they
go
have
ride a
signed up
bus.
Yeah,
admitting
yeah.
that they'll do that. So
They'll
it's like,
go
yeah, just
sit
call
there
them.
and catch
They'll do
COVID
anything.
for us. Nice.
Bunch of fucking nerds.
Oh no.
The reserves are gonna be after us now.
Yeah,
We're on the hit list.
Yeah, we've been pinged.
Yeah. Oh no.
More American news. Kevin O'Leary is a piece of shit. And news
Yeah,
to
okay,
anybody,
well, hold on.
actually? Not
Hold
really.
on. Hold on. He's very wealthy, so don't say that on air.
We could use,
We're gonna get
an
sued.
investor.
We're gonna get sued. But yeah, man. So this guy's like sketchy business. So first of all, let's start off by saying last year, allegedly his wife killed someone. But he was in a boat and he's driving his boat like every single day. You can see him on his boat all the time. But then all of a sudden, his boat drives into another boat, kills the person, and just so happens his wife was driving that night.
Whew, sure, bud.
How convenient. But yeah, okay, let's check this out, man. So if anyone doesn't know, Kevin O'Leary, he's a Shark Tank reality TV star. So him and Kevin Harrington, they have a lawsuit from about 20 people across the U.S., and apparently that only represents about a small portion of like the potential victims of all of this that's going on. So the legal documents state they allegedly use a predatory fraud scheme to get people to use only one of two companies, Inventure X or Ideazon. So both of those companies already sound sketchy as fuck. In my opinion, it's like if I was going to make a fake company, that's the name I would use for sure.
No.
But yeah, so the people were asked to financially invest in these companies, and in return, they would receive crowdfunding for their own businesses. So then moving forward with these companies, they were met with constant delays, little to no performance, and basically zero results. So
True.
yeah, so it's like as soon as you start dealing with these people, you just can't even get a hold of them or anything, right? So then what's even sketchier is both of the companies use the exact same success stories, the same percentage rates of success, same
Fake-ass
marketing,
website.
and apparently even the same bank accounts with one entity pulling both strings called the Defendant Crowdfund LLC.
Wow.
So I was trying to look up this LLC. I can't find anything about it. So it's like a shadow kind of company, right? Like they're not ranked on Google or anything. I can't find it.
That's hella sus.
Yeah, so it's that's pretty crazy.
That's such poor planning because in middle school, me and three of my buddies, all in different classes,
Yeah.
we all wanted to skip the day, so we all came up with the exact. We just
Sign
told
each
our
other's
teacher,
papers.
No, we told her, hey, my uncle died, and like the funeral's today. it's just before lunch, so I'm going to have to miss this class and then go and they're like, oh, okay, no problem. All four of us, same exact story.
Oh, okay,
we all walk out the exact same door and go. That's what Kevin O'Leary did. He's
a little bit more intricate than that, but at the core, almost.
Literally,
Well, do you guys remember Pimp My Ride?
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you remember like 20 years later, like the background stories kind of came out of like the cars were actually pieces of shit that broke down after they stopped filming, and it was just total garbage. Yeah, it was like total garbage, and these people were like basically manipulated and screwed over just for the ratings and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that, where it's just like it's all for this TV show, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a big competition, you're the winner, but yeah, you have to pay us a shitload of money. Our bigger sister company will then help you with crowdfunding. Oh, sorry, you can't get a hold of them. Oh, that sucks.
Just make sure you send your money in quick. They'll get back to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Invoice ride people. It's like, could you imagine thinking that they put a cotton candy machine in your trunk and your car is gonna work fine?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it was a cool show at the time. What was it?
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yo, dog.
Exhibit.
I heard you like sugar, so I coated your entire inside interior with sugar, fucking cotton candy, man.
Now you got maggots. I actually, before I had my first car, I was so determined that I knew what my first car was going to be, and it was inspired by a Pimp My Ride episode.
Yeah.
I saw this guy get his car pimped out, and he was driving a bread truck, and I just thought, man, that's
I remember that one.
Dope.
Yeah.
He had like a couch in the back. He had a fucking like Xbox. I was like, yo, this is my guy. Can you imagine in high school, I'd be so sick. I'd pull up at lunchtime, everyone would be like, yo, reach Dustin's truck. And everyone fucking pulls up in the fucking in the drive or parking lot, playing Xbox.
Yeah.
That'd be so sick.
You got to get like just a nice stand with a sheet and a projector on the inside of the truck.
Yeah.
So that you can just put the sheet out there and you have like a big screen.
Yeah. I had no concept of how much money that would cost to do that. Yeah. And it'd probably still be too much money for me to just get the bread truck.
Yeah.
I'd be broke after that.
I had the same dreams with a Ford Econoline 150 or something like that, like the bigger Ford trucks. I was going to pimp that out, man. Like subs everything, but then lifted. So it's like off-roading, fucking wicked mobile.
Right?
No. I had the same thoughts when I bought my Hyundai. I looked up aftermarket mods. I was going to get a fucking 6 spoiler, some underglow, some new tires. Didn't get them any. I got a bug guard.
That's so funny. In high school, having like a nice car was like, I feel like a flex back in the day, but in my high school experience, more or not, it was just a target on your back. There was this one kid who would flex his like brand new white Charger that he had. And then one day someone just kicked his door in. And because he was like a smaller guy, he like tried to fight him. He just got his ass kicked for it.
No.
So it's like, cool, what happened at school today, Jimmy? Oh, I got my ass beat and someone kicked in the door of my $100,000 car.
Wow, man.
like you have a shit car. No one fucks with you. No one cares.
Yeah. I remember my first car had a leak in the sunroof. And like the way I found that out was the first time I was driving it in the rain, get in the car, pull it in reverse, get out of the driveway. All the water that had piled up in the roof fucking floors forward, and it was like a whole fucking bucket of water dumps on my head, and I'm like going to school or something like that, and I just took a fucking shower. I was so pissed. Yeah, and then it was like, of course I'd never fixed it. You just put some like caulking around it or something like that, but I didn't ever do anything about it. So what I did was get in the habit of bring a towel with me on days it was raining, throw it on the seat, I'd sit on the fucking e-brake, go in reverse, and it would fucking dump out on the towel, and then I'd throw the towel, drive off to school. It was good.
Hey.
And that's what I did every time it rained, which it rained all the time.
I was low
your
key.
car.
Which one? Because I've had some shit cars when I was in high school.
Fucking roll.
Okay. So that was So that was kind of like. So the car he's referring to, I had a 1988 Golf.
Nice.
And it was like
diesel
shit.
or
no, it was gas, but it was like manual sunroof, had this little crankshaft, so it's like jump around. Like that's how you fucking open that shit. And it was just super tough. It sounded like a lawnmower driving down the street. Like it was just a really tough car, to be honest.
I remember one of the times when you came back from uni, it had just been parked for like the semester. We got in and the whole floor was flooded. So we just had to drive. We just put our feet up off the ground for the day.
I didn't know it was collecting water that whole time. I guess there was like
a window or like a leak.
No, it's a leak in the ceiling.
Fucking
yeah, the crankshaft. It wasn't all the way closed. The crankshaft was. I ended up having to moisture in that car ended up being a problem over storage. I ended up having to have
Jeep right now.
I ended up having like these like mold collectors or something that you have to get. Cause like I think it was like maybe the same or the next time I got the car, there's like mold on the seatbelts. I'm like, this is disgusting. I don't want to fucking get in this car. I'm going to get sick.
Yeah. That's literally my truck.
Yeah.
So there's mold in there.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it.
Super, super tough. After that, I was driving a PT Cruiser. It's pretty cool. Little jelly bean.
It's the only vehicle I've actually hated.
His family
Such a
owned them
weird
all.
vehicle.
All the PT
My parents
Cruisers
had
together.
bad backs for a bit there, and they got like a one PT Cruiser, and then they're like, "This is great for our back. Let's buy 2 of them."
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, all right, cool. So we just fucking jelly beans in the front yard all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was I used to be so cringe in high school. Like, I'm kind of exposing myself right now, but like when I was in grade 12, I thought that my taste in music was like attractive. I thought like, yeah, like I got sick taste in music. Who wouldn't think I'm fucking
That's
dope?
like your feature.
I thought I was like,
That's my feature.
who wouldn't think I'm fucking dope based off what I listen to?
Yo, check this out. Press play.
And like,
Oh, Dustin.
and there was this one time. I mean, I say this one time. It might have been like 2 or 3 times I did this to see if anyone would ever notice. And the short answer is no. No one noticed. No one cared. But there was this one time where I was listening to this song and I really like the song. I'm like vibing to it. And there's like a cool guitar solo. And then as I'm like pulling up to the school, I quickly like rewind to the start of the solo, pull the windows down, and I'm just like, and I'm just like rolling in with this fucking music blasting as this solo's just shredding, and I'm like, I'm fucking sick. Problem was I was still driving the PT Cruiser, so like I looked very nuts.
Their ears are tingling. What's that amazing sound?
And like
it's coming out of a jelly bean.
I look back at that and I think, man, you thought you were cool.
I think we all did, man.
If you throw yourself back with your exact same music taste to the 80s, you show up in a Firebird, you got the T-top down.
That's how you became the cool kid.
You would have got anybody you wanted in that exact moment. Yes, wrong generation. Wrong jelly bean.
Wrong car.
yeah.
Oh no. I'm gonna be right back. We have a challenge for you guys today. I'm gonna be right back and get that set up. You guys hold it down for a hot minute for your boy to get back.
Food challenge.
Okay,
No.
is it a food challenge?
I saw it on
don't know.
TikTok, and this is what we're doing. So just give me a hot second.
All right.
You've been hanging out with too many 19-year-old girls at work. Because like when I was at work,
TikTok challenge.
you work
Just
with them.
say that out of context, Kyle. That's fucked up.
No, we were talking about it earlier. But
No, we're gonna leave it out of context.
yeah, just 19 girls in general. That's what I was saying when he brought up just like the 19-year-old girls show up to the bar there.
Yeah.
I'm like, could you imagine talking to them? Like talking to like 19-year-old yourself? Like as
I
you're
can't
now?
relate at all.
Yeah, you'd have a conversation about nothing. Like,
Yeah.
It'd be a TikTok trend. You'd be talking out of nowhere. They'd be doing some weird ass
Exactly. You'd
dance.
be having a conversation. It's just- It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, nothing. No cap.
No cap.
Fuck it.
So as you guys see here,
watermelon.
This man just
That's
found
a
out
very-
about watermelon and fruit.
Day 3 of diet. There's other things.
guys, did you guys know fruit was a thing?
This crazy new thing called watermelon.
Oh no!
With
get
mustard.
Get the fuck
Oh.
out.
I heard that this was good, and this is
Oh
what we
my
were trying
God.
today.
I hate mustard.
Tough
I'm
shit.
trying not to
Okay, so this
breathe
one's
right
for
now.
Kyle.
Ugh.
Get
Oh,
ready.
come on.
We got a nice.
You had to put that much on?
Yes, I
There's
did.
more mustard than watermelon.
Don't bite it yet. We're doing this all
Oh,
together.
don't worry, I'm waiting.
Matthew.
I'm not in a hurry. Don't worry.
Matthew. My lady's off camera right now, but she also is interested in trying this. Dude, not,
Like, what is this about? I feel
Okay,
sabotaged.
Only a little mustard for her.
He doesn't want me to
Volunteer.
enjoy this.
Brittany would murder you if you brought it near her. She hates mustard. Oh
And-
my.
Just the smell right now is
Oh,
like turning me
it
on.
could have
Right?
been honey.
And
Oh, that's Dustin's.
Okay. I'll up it. Okay, there you go. That's fair.
You're
It's
lucky
gonna
you
make
gave me
this feel
some
good.
some hidden snacks over here
Palate
earlier.
cleanser.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna die.
I've heard this makes it good. I'm
Watermelon
very,
is good.
Watermelon's just good.
Yeah, but I've heard
Fucking
that
hears about
mustard
fruit for the
tastes-
first time, tries to add condiments to it.
Is this like a hot dog? Can I eat this like a hot dog?
So we're having ketchup and strawberries for dessert. Fucking hell.
Okay, so let's dig in. Let's see what we.
All right, I'm going.
For the pod,
I'm going all in.
Dink it and sink it. Let's go.
That's weird as fuck. That's really weird.
That's disgusting. Hope spitting it on camera.
Oh my god.
I mean, it wasn't that bad.
Hope was spitting up in the garbage too, but Kyle's fucked up.
I'd take another bite if Kyle didn't spit on the fucking plate.
Oh.
That's disgusting. The watermelon's all fucked up.
Yeah, that is disgusting. You're right.
I was thinking we could eat the rest as a palate cleanser, but it's gone now.
Oh. Mercy, thank you.
You're disgusting.
No, you're disgusting. You were the worst person.
Let's get this
I've
off
ever met.
camera before we lose every single one of our viewers.
Oh yeah, I think
All two of them.
Oh. Oh.
That was so fun. I can't
think I
wait
might
for you
quit.
to surprise us again, Dustin.
I think I'm out. Dustin. You're never allowed being on a diet ever again. Oh no, give me the Dunkaroos.
Yeah, this motherfucker's got nerd gummies, fucking gummy, fucking Skittles.
Yo,
He's got Arizona green tea
Can you
gummy
sauce me
candies.
water
I got a
or
little bit
like-
of everything here.
Like soy sauce.
But no,
Everything
this
just
man gives us
changed my-
fucking
ugh.
watermelon and mustard.
And mustard. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine mustard was coming with that plate. Oh god.
As soon as he said it's supposed to make it good. Yo, wait a sec.
I got tears. Oh my goodness.
There's a palate cleanser for you.
Fucking
mustard?
watermelon and mustard.
Mustard pop. Oh my. Yeah. Hope said that she's pretty sure she thinks that whole idea was just a troll, just to fuck with people.
feel-
But I had watched people try it, and they're like, you know what? It's not that bad.
Those are the
actually."
trolls. I honestly,
No, but they ate it
I
straight
can't do that.
face.
I feel like the
No, not a hope
the
in hell.
shock scared me more, and then like it went away faster. At least.
I'm
I didn't
actively
enjoy that. Though.
anti-mustard. And like I'm like I have to do it for the pod, but like this is not gonna end
Why do
well
you still
for
have
anybody.
some? Did you put it on the plate?
I'm getting uncomfortable with that. I'm moving it. I'm staring at it.
Yeah, get rid of that shit. That's disgusting.
Oh.
Under the sink.
Oh god.
Right there. Yeah. That was fucking vile. I also got nervous because I felt like I gave you guys too much mustard, but then I was like,
Yeah, I think so.
I was trying to be, consistent, and
It was possible if you put a tiny little dip where
Yeah.
it might have a little taste of mustard on the side.
Oh my
Maybe
If
that
it was
would
the essence of mustard rather than
The
a fucking
presence.
spoonful
oh
of
my
mustard.
god, that was
Essence over
fucking
presence.
gross, dude. That was gross.
God.
Wow.
If there was one job I thought for sure you couldn't fuck up, it'd be like coming up with great combinations of food. You combine Twix and cookies, and it's beautiful.
Hey guys, Dustin discovered fruit this week.
Honestly, he has no idea what goes with fruit.
Yeah, he's
like-
sitting there with a bunch of different condiments. All right, I'm gonna try relish now.
It's like, well, it's in like a pie. Like, is this like a cake or something? Like this pizza?
Well,
I'm dying.
yeah. I think we're gonna end it there. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching the show. If there's anything you do like or don't like, let us know. Please engage with us. Actually, give us some comments, give us some likes. See, let's get some things going. And
Yeah, and the mustard and watermelon is quite good. So if you could send videos of you trying it back and showing
Yeah.
us how good it was,
everyone, please let us know how delicious this mustard and watermelon really is. Or even try and think of different combinations for Dustin to try.
I'm all fucked up.
Yeah, strawberries and barbecue sauce. Like,
That sounds blessed.
On tomorrow's episode.
Holy